is TopRank Marketing's online marketing news roundup. I'm Tiffani Allen.
And I am Joshua Nite.
And here are today's top stories. Google announced on Tuesday that they are adding a feed rules tab to their merchant center to make it easier for advertisers to get their data formatted correctly, which has previously been kind of a pain. So they're trying to make it a little bit easier. You can do it right from the merchant center, which is also very nice.
I've noticed my feeds have been kind of unruly.
It does happen.
Feeds means like the times of the day that you eat, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I
I've
noticed
been
that
unruly.
too. There's been a lot of shrieking from back there. So
Well, just like stuff leaking out of the feed bag
Ah.
that I strap onto my face, like everybody
true.
does, I'm sure.
we used to just leave them a goat like we did in Jurassic Park, but apparently that's not okay anymore. There are rules. Okay, next story. Facebook's Q1 mobile ad revenue grew by 76% to $46 billion. Their daily audience also grew by 16%, and the money they make from each audience member grew by 33%, according to a new report.
That's good for Facebook, I guess. The that article is great because it's just like, so Facebook said again today they made a whole bunch of money. Isn't that great? Good on you for making money, Facebook.
Well, the other headlines kind of from around the social media and other things industry, Twitter, I guess, reported lower revenue, and Apple actually reported lower revenue than before. Like, it's the first time they've lost revenue in X number of years. Interesting. So Facebook's doing great. Good job, Facebook.
So all of those rules and changes to the algorithm that we as marketers are ticked off about are doing real good for Facebook.
They're happy. We're happy. So, in other news, the human attention span has decreased from 12 seconds in the year 2000 to 8.25 seconds in 2015.
I'm sorry, what?
As example, Josh has no attention span for today's news roundup.
There's a squirrel out there, I'm sorry.
It's really sparkly, too. Marketers reportedly can combat this by using clear messaging, short messages, and telling stories rather than just shouting stuff.
I think like just shouting stuff is a bad marketing strategy no matter what, unless you're the guy selling pickles at the Renaissance Festival. Because then what else are you going to do? All right, you're not going to do like native content for on LinkedIn.
What would that even mean for the Renaissance Festival?
Click here to go to the Renaissance Festival and buy a pickle from me.
I'm hiding next to the fairy face painters. I'm a native ad. That doesn't make any sense.
You could dress up like one of the native tribes in Ireland or Scotland or Iceland or wherever the Renaissance Festival lands are, I suppose.
Yeah, you could, but that would be weird.
I wonder though how you jibe this with the continued reports that the longer form content is the stuff that gets read.
I think it goes back to that telling stories aspect where it's like, yeah, you have clear, concise messaging, but if it's an interesting story, people are going to want to read it.
Right. So good content wins out regardless of length.
This is a new thing for us today.
Try writing good content and don't shout it.
Yes. So, the last story of the day. Starbucks launched its own keyboard app that lets you use emojis like a unicorn drinking coffee, which is useful for everyday life.
Which in other news, nobody is ever going to say anything else but a unicorn drinking coffee from now until the death of human civilization, which should come fairly quickly.
Yes. You can't have too many unicorns drinking coffee. They get all squirrely. Things get out of hand really quickly.
And then the squirrels show up and they're all shiny and they're drinking coffee. It's madness. But that's the thing. That is such a compelling image that, that makes that Che Guevara shirt look like child's play.
It really does.
So, all of our great works of literature from now on are just going to be combinations of unicorns drinking coffee. And I'll bet there's a downloadable expansion that you can pay extra for other colors of unicorn. And that, Starbucks is going to dominate. They're going to be making Facebook money.
I'm wondering if other brands are going to jump on this sort of trend train and start making their own branded emojis, sort of like people are trying to do with branded filters on Snapchat and that kind of thing. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, like maybe a different coffee company with a different unicorn drinking different coffee.
Yeah, like a hipster unicorn.
Yeah, or like Taco Bell could have a taco drinking coffee.
Yeah, it would be weird to have a taco eating tacos. So that would probably be the
It's
most
a little recursive, I feel like, for Taco Bell. No matter what, though, all of these emojis have to center around the drinking of coffee. That is just a fundamental rule of marketing.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the news stories that we have for you today. You can read the rest of the news articles on the TopRank online marketing blog, Otherwise,
He took it right there.
you can subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow me at Tiffani_Allen on
Over
Twitter.
there. Yeah. And I'm Nite Writes, Nite Writes on Twitter.
Or follow at TopRank. We'll be back next week with more marketing news, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for tuning in.